No, I don't like it. It looks disgusting. Well, camera angles don't change that. This lighting, I'm living for it. I love Google Drive lighting. My hair kind of hurts, to be honest. I've had this up for about 5 hours. So. Okay. I got this hoodie a few days ago and I haven't stopped wearing it, really. It's pretty comfortable. This is free sponsorship, David Dobrik. Free sponsorship? Wait, no. Free endorsement. What the I'm taking business this year. It's great. Hi. So a week ago I asked y'all about stuff that you want advice on. A lot of you guys asked for igcse advice because, as most of you probably know, I took my IGs a few months ago and the results were I got an A in biology. I got an A-star in math, bro.
Oh my god, is that it?
Oh, it's it? No way! Oh my god. I got A in history.
Ah!
And English literature, English language, she got an A-star award. I mean, I didn't have perfect scores, but I'm very happy with my results. That one class though, whatever, it's canceled. I'm not taking that shit anymore. Anyway, here are some of my tips, my experience doing igcse. I hope it benefits all of you guys. Actually, I've already filmed this video like yesterday, but my bra was showing in the background. I love it. Okay, first off, is that messy? Is that way too messy? Okay. Yeah, you need to start preparing early. Understand that you are given quite a bit of time, right? 2 years.
I'll just start preparing stuff later, you know. I'll chill in your time.
No. And I'm assuming you're watching this at the start of your year. Even if you're already halfway through your igcse course or you're at the start of year 11, do shit now. And if you're starting your 10, you're just about to get into this course, then you're given the advantage to have even more time to start preparing early. To be honest, do not take your time for granted, guys. Number 2, not all subjects run the same way. See, I made that mistake where I thought that my flashcard system was going to work throughout all my 8 subjects, which was not the case at all. And that's why I kind of failed year 10. But I did learn from my mistakes and I identified how I can learn each subject. And sometimes even within a subject you take like multiple exams. Those exams also need to be differentiated. Like the way you learn for one exam
in the same subject
and another exam
in the same subject
is different. So for example, in biology, right? Like the way you would learn, what's that? Paper 4, I think? I would have the flashcards out because I needed to know the definitions and all of that. But then when it came to like alternative to practical, I had to know the skills. So it's more of like knowing that this leads to that and blah blah blah. And so I would just do more practical things to get do my revision. And there are other subjects like English, for example, where you don't really need to memorize anything for like the English language exam. You just have to have the skills. So understand that sometimes things are memorized and sometimes things are based off skill. Now you can choose in what way you can develop in those areas for your specific subjects. You feel me? Set yourself goals, short term but continuous. The further away you are from your igcse, like your actual exams, I say set yourself daily goals, because then you have just that day to think about. The amount of work that you're aiming for is quite small, so you don't have to stress yourself out too much with too many things going on in your head. As you are progressing and as you are coming closer and closer to exam season, the real one, that's when you start making your goals weekly. You already know the stuff, you really just need to revise it. A weekly thing is better because then again you have like a more broad, bigger picture kind of aim. Do not ignore your teachers when they say
you need to use past papers.
It's there for a reason. People make illegal websites, which I have links down below to all of the illegal websites I use or whatever, because past papers are needed. If I want to be real with you, I learned more doing past papers than I ever did in most of my classes. I have that face. And so people always think that, oh, she's so focused and she's so listening and oh my gosh, and she's such a good student. No, I'm blacking out. I'm not even gonna say I'm drifting off to like another thing, I'm thinking about something else. Legit, I'm not thinking about anything. I am blacking out. So yeah, do past papers. And like a little tip, by the way, when it comes to studying, like this is an extra tip, just do 20 minutes of studying. Take like about a 2-minute, 3-minute, maximum 5-minute break, and then come back to studying for 20 minutes again. Don't take your mocks for granted. Another extra tip, by the way, is give yourself like a schedule. Even if it's like a messy schedule, even if you have to move things around all the time, just know that your time is divided in somewhat of a way. The perfect time to like test out your scheduling skills is during mock season as well, because then you can improve on it if you, I don't know, up. Your mocks, by the way, they're really important. Not for like how your teachers will judge you and all of that, but for yourself. Like, it's your opportunity to basically go through exam season, but in the end, it doesn't count. I say look at mocks positively in any direction it goes towards. Like, for example, if you do flop it, be like, okay, I need to work on this, and that. And if you do ace it, then you're like, damn, I'm pretty good at this, you know, let me stay on top of my shit and make sure that I'm this good in the actual exam, or like even better. Now, the next set of tips that I'm gonna tell you guys, they're more of like when you're in year 11, when you're coming closer to exam season. But before I do that, let me just tell you my experience, and maybe you'll pick up like on a tip that I won't include. See, I'm a very active person, not just in school, but like outside school. So yeah, I told all the people that I usually like have stuff with that, hey, don't at me, basically, for 3 months. I wasn't like in complete isolation. I just needed to not have a filled schedule in the weekend and just focus on these formulas and these terms and all of that. You know, I just needed to
be in that zone.
Do not be afraid to do that if you're an active person yourself. You know, it's healthy and it will help. And during the time I was isolated, I actually was at home for most of it. Like, I spent most of my studying and my coursework time in the library or in coffee shops. Actually no, just like one particular coffee shop, like the Starbucks 2 blocks away from me. I would go to that Starbucks when I wasn't bothered enough to go to the library, because it's like 25 minutes away, and I don't like to go through that sometimes, you know. Sometimes you're just tired or whatever, and sometimes it's like 7 p.m. and you just woke up from your nap and you need to do shit. The reason being to why I didn't stay at home too much during like exam season is because, I don't know, like, my bed is distracting. It really is. And my couch is distracting. It really is. Because the thing with me is, and my friends know this, I can fall asleep anywhere. And so it gets a little hard when there are a lot of soft shit around you. That made me feel uncomfortable. That came out of my mouth. Oh, that made me okay. Yeah. And also most schools give like study leave and whatever, but my school doesn't do that. But we still took study leave on our own. Or whatever. However, I did come into school at least like 2 times a week just to ask teachers about questions that I didn't get in past papers. And me and my math teacher have a lot of tea. Like, we spill tea to each other. I think I'm forgetting a few things about my experience. But let's go on with the next tips. Next few tips. Let's go. Go through all of your subjects every week instead of prioritizing what the nearest exam is. I say prioritize the subjects that are near with like the way you organize your time. In a week, let's say if your chemistry exam is before your history exam, then have more hours for chemistry. But don't completely cut off history in that week. Like, still have some time for history, because it's good to still be reminded and be familiar of the other shit that you have to know. It's hard to like come back to it again the next week because now history's coming up. Next is eat and sleep. As you probably have already guessed, I slept a lot. But people have this misconception that if you sleep a lot, then you're not gonna get a lot of things done because you just wasted your time sleeping. However, what I found is that when I wake up, I'm fully energized. I eat some carbs and then I go straight to the desk. There's no room for procrastination. Keep keep things interesting. As I've already mentioned, I was either at my school at times, or I was at the library, or I was at the Starbucks that was 2 blocks away from me. If there's no way to get to somewhere else far or whatever, change your scenery like within your house. For example, in a dining table, like have this seat be your biology seat and this seat be like your English literature seat or whatever. Next is
use your resources.
I say take your pride down, because a lot of people have that during exam season. They say like,
no, I can get this A myself and shit like that.
No, sometimes you can't get the A yourself, you know. You gotta ask the questions that you need to ask. Go to school if that's an option and meet up with your teachers. I don't think I would have gotten the grades I got if I didn't approach my teachers. Teachers will give you all of the shit. I think that is all I'm gonna say for this igcse starter pack, but I'm pretty sure there are other things that you can learn in your own journey in igcse or whatever. If you have any further questions, more specific type of stuff, do not hesitate to contact me. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Snapchat, I'm on Twitter now. All my links are down below. I don't know how to end this. I'm sorry if I was like a little like in this video. I'm kind of tired.
Okay, are we starting? Hey. Cool. Reporting live from Planet Basic. We talk a lot, but we don't never say shit. Saying something that we truly feel, but that's just not in the conversation. I'm semi-famous, kinda ain't shit, kinda sorta like almost made it.